All right. So we're back with another episode of Six Views, a special one today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm usually up in the CR3 studios, usually doing my thing over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's an honor to be able to travel out, get out of the crib, I guess, and come through. We're all the way up here in Janestride, on the, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The notorious
Strip,
Jane
you already
Strip,
know.
right? And it's special also because besides having an artist who raps, we have somebody who's behind the scenes, behind the boards, right? So with no further ado, I have Shizzy Shotta and I have Meeno Giinchy in the motherfucking building.
Running by myself, counting all this money by myself. I don't trust nobody but myself. Niggas dropping dimes like a wishing well. 211, yeah, I wish you well. Free my nigga out the prison cell.
Okay. Much respect, Friday. You already know, man. It's always a blessing having you here, bro.
Hey,
a lot of people don't know. Me and Friday, we go way back since like 2010.
Jeez.
Remember? Like, Loft days,
the Loft days. Christy Ossington Center,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Thanks for having us, fam.
Okay. So, I'm gonna get straight to it. Now, let's start with you, Shizzy. Like,
yeah, man.
What was your recording sessions like last night? Were you in a recording session?
Last night I wasn't in a recording session. Last night I was in an actual production session with me and one of my boys. You know, shout out to Drew. You know, Hit Force.
Okay.
If you guys need some of the dopest beats, go to hitforce.com. You know, that's the man right there, man. But you know, we went to music school together. Mm-hmm. Banged out like 2 beats last night, you know. I love those sessions. I hardly get time to do those sessions because I'm always recording this artist or that artist, you know what I'm saying? But
so you're usually recording rather than making beats?
Man? Yeah, exactly. You know, I love making beats, but I hardly get the time to, you know.
Yeah. What's your average amount of time that you're spending in the studio on a recording session?
Oh, man.
Like after all your recording sessions are done for the day, like not one session, but like when you're done all your sessions for the day, how much time have you spent in the studio?
I'm literally in here, and this is no word of a lie. Meeno knows this. Mm-hmm. I'm in here 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm gone. The latest could be out like 3 a.m., 6 a.m., you know, mostly like 4 a.m. The 6 a.m. ones, like that's a really rare session, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, I'm literally in here all day, every day. You know?
So you're saying like 18 hours?
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Like facts. I'm not even exaggerating, you know?
Yeah. And I know you from the Christy Ossington Center.
Yeah,
right?
man.
You're engineering there, you're making beats, right? So what were you doing before I met you them times? And this is like 2010.
Yeah, 2010, like late 2009, that's when I met you over there. Mm-hmm. I got that job after I got out of music school, because I went to music school in 2008 in the Trebas Institute, and then after I graduated, and then after I spent like a few months trying to figure out like what's my next move, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, I used to work in like factories. I've had all types of jobs, man, not just factories, you know, but like throughout my childhood and growing up, trying to figure out what I really want to do in life. I still didn't know. I was confused until like I always knew I loved music though, you know. So I used to be a DJ when I was like 17. I used to go just random parties and weddings, you know, sometimes at a restaurant down the street and stuff by Finch and Weston Road. And one of my boys actually told me, yo, I know a school that'll teach you how to make music rather than just playing music. Yeah. You know, so I was like, all right, cool. So I took him up on the offer. I'm like, yo, let's go check it out together. Take me there. You know, so we went there together. We both enrolled. I didn't graduate from high school, I'm not going to lie, but, you know, stay in school, kids. You know what I'm saying? I didn't graduate from high school, but they made me take a test, and I passed the test. I got in, did a year over there, came out of college. Then after, spent a few months looking around for jobs, and this one lady that I knew from music school, she ended up plugging me in with the Loft. Okay. Because they were looking for an engineer, right? So, and then that's how I met you, you know, like, that's how I met most of my clients, actually, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, even to this day, like, I still record artists that I've met, like, from back then, 2010, you know, which is a blessing, you know what I'm saying? I'm grateful to all of my clients, every artist that I've ever worked with, you know?
Yeah. And, like, we're over here by, like, Jane and Finch area, right? So, like, you grew up in this area around here?
Yeah, I was born and raised down here, man. I went to school down here. I was born at the hospital right over there at Jane and North Finch, at Finch and North Finch. Yeah, man.
Okay. And what was it like growing up before you started getting into like the music stuff?
Oh man, you already know how the street life is, you know what I'm saying? Like a bunch of bullshit, you know, shit that I probably shouldn't have been through, that I shouldn't have did, you know, but
Yeah.
you learn, you live, you know?
No, for sure. And simultaneously, like we're talking about 2010, right? We have Meeno Giinchy here. In 2010, when like Shizzy and I were like we're meeting up and we're in the studio, what were you doing in
I was just
2010?
starting to record.
Okay.
I was just getting into the studio. My boy David Rhymes, back in the day, we used to call him Flawless. He used to rap with me.
Okay.
Our school, I went to Brampton Centennial.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm from Brampton. I grew up in Brampton. My school had a studio. The teacher who actually put the curriculum together was his name was Keenly Side, and he was real dope. Like he worked for Apple Music, and he ended up retiring from there, and he wanted to teach, right? So he opened up a school studio, and he gave me and David the keys. Like we were in there every day.
Yeah.
So around 2010, I was just starting to record and figure out how the studios work.
Okay. And what was your inspiration that even make you want to
Fab.
get into music? Fab, eh?
Fab. I was listening to a bunch of Fab mixtapes, a bunch of Fab albums, songs. I love the wordplay, and I was just like, I'm in love with just language and just talking. So I was going to the studio and just putting my emotions on, whatever beats we could find on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So inspiration came from Fab, definitely.
Yeah. And like, okay, so in school, were you like one of the popular kids, or like were you like one of the more recluse, shy kids type of thing?
True
Or
say, I
athlete?
was honestly, fam, I was more like just the guy who was cool with everybody, and I'm still that guy to today, where it's like I don't try to, be the cool guy.
Yeah.
I just try to be cool with people. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's the best thing you can do. You just keep great relationships, because even till today, I have a lot of people from high school who I still connect with. I still work with, David being one of them. He shoots a lot of my videos.
Yeah.
Let David cut it.
Yes.
So, we weren't the cool guys, but everybody knew that we did music. I was definitely known for that. Even in high school, like everybody's like, yo, you're always in this, because I was called Don Claude back in the day.
Okay.
My real name's Claude, so I went by Don Claude. I was into some mafia shit. I love, the whole mafia vibe.
Or Don Claude or
Jean-Claude.
Van.
You know what I mean? Don, whatever. You're from Montreal, so you get me.
Double entendres, don't ask me how.
Exactly.
Hey.
So basically, from that now, I just switched it up and said, if I was to ever be on BET one day, like 106 in Park, Roxy's not gonna say Don Claude. That sounds weird.
Yeah.
So I switched it to Don Meeno. Just one day, just switched it to that, because like I have a little nephew. Shout outs to Camilo. They call him Meeno.
Okay.
And I looked up the meaning to the name, and it was like someone who's not understood by the world and has a lot to like fulfill. And I'm like, yo, that fits me perfectly. So I changed it to Don Meeno, and ever since I've just been running like with that. You know what I mean?
Dope. And we're over here in the studio, right? Where Shizzy's here recording Don Meeno on a regular basis.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Speedo Giinchy Daughter.
yeah. And I've heard a lot of bangers coming out of here.
Thank you.
Now, one thing I want to do, and I want
Bizz.
to pass this around here to you, Shizzy.
Sure.
With all this stuff here, right?
Yeah, man.
You went to Trebas, right? And was that where you learned how to use this equipment? Like,
Yeah, man. Honestly, like dead ass. I went there with zero experience recording, mixing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just a DJ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All I did was just play music, you know what I'm saying? Because I love music so much. Like I had the passion for it. That's why I graduated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my class was like a room full of 30 when it began, and it was only 8 of us that graduated at the end.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. And when did you open your first studio? Is this the first studio you opened?
nah, this is not the first studio that I opened. So, when was it? I think it was like in 2010 when I met you too. Like
Okay.
further along, probably like 6 months into working at the Loft. I had another studio with another group I used to work with by Keel and sorry, not Keel. That was the second one by Weston. Where's it? Finch and Weston Road. Yeah,
Okay.
on Tor York.
Okay.
That's where it was, right?
Yeah.
I used to be a part of another group, so we used to work over there. And then after, we had another studio, because that one got shut down. We had another studio by Wonderland across the street by the houses over there in the basement, you know? And then after, I had another studio after I branched off from the group, you know, and started doing my own thing.
Right.
I had another studio at Keel and what was it? Keelan Lawrence.
Yeah.
Right behind the KFC over there.
Okay.
Right? It was a nice production studio. You know, you could shoot videos and stuff in there. There were a few artists from, you know, the neighborhood that I knew that used to go there as well.
Yeah.
And then from there, I'm not going to lie, I was working for somebody over there, but she hired me to basically build a studio and run it for her, you know. So it was an old lady. It was a great opportunity as well, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And then after that, I got my own equipment and I started recording out of my house, you know, because I didn't have a spot on my own at the time, you know. Plus, like, I had 2 kids and stuff too, so, like, you know, times was tough, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. So then after I started recording out of my house, building up some more of my clientele, and things started booming, you know. And then after, I was working with another group at the time too, and then after we got together and, you know, I opened up the outlet.
Jeez.
So, wow.
What a story.
Yeah,
That's history for me too.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that.
One thing it brings to mind as well, with like the moving around and stuff, and you said you had one studio that was shut down, okay? So that gives me a 2-part question. 1, why was that studio shut down? And 2, is it an issue because we're working in the hip-hop space, getting studio space, getting somebody like a landlord to say, you know what, sure, I'll rent you out a studio so that you can bring a bunch of black guys to come in and smoke mad weed.
Yeah, no, it's tough, you know what I'm saying? Like, even now, it's still tough, but, like, I was blessed to even have this space, and, like, through, like, some people that I knew from the hood from a long time, you know what I'm saying? His pops is the one that owns the building, so, like, I got a good word put in for me through my friends, you know what I'm saying, that I knew, so. But, yeah, like, so, for your first question, that's actually a crazy-ass story, man. Like, the SWAT team kicked in the door and fucked up the studio and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it was crazy.
Holy smokes, man. It was one of those,
Yeah, it's a long story, bro.
Oh,
man. So that's not a story you want to tell on the camera, is it?
Like, okay, it's funny. Like, they didn't kick it in because of, like, stuff that we were doing. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, to be real, we were renting out that space because it was like, you know, when you go on tour, there's like beer, what's it called, car dealerships and stuff, and auto body shops and stuff. You know, so it's spaces like that. So we had the front end, and there was a bucket that lived in the back shop. And it was his space, you know what I'm saying? But the bucket was wild, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like, the man, he tripped out one day because the person that owned the shop next to us was parking in his spot by his garage door. You know what I'm saying? And then after, he got cheese because of that, and he told the man, he's like, yo, don't park in my parking spot. He's like, yo, the man didn't listen, you know?
Right.
And mind you, yo, before I go any further, mind you, the bucket is in a wheelchair. He has no legs.
Wow.
Right? And I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at what the man did now.
Right. Because he's
this guy? Oh my goodness.
So the man parks in a spot where God from the studio were like turning up somewhere, you know? Then after, I get a call in the morning saying, oh, that the feds kick in the door and they fucked up our studio and shit.
Wow.
I'm like, what happened, yo? So my boy who owned the studio with me, he's like, yo, the man parked in his spot again, and he tripped out. The man poured gasoline all over his car and shit, tried to light it on fire. The man took a chainsaw and tried to chainsaw his car. Yeah, yo. The man in the wheelchair, no legs.
From the wheelchair.
Yeah, bro. So the man called the cops and told the cops, yo, like, this is what's going on, you know? They sent the SWAT team, bro, and the SWAT team just fucked up the place.
Send backup. Holy. Wow. That's a crazy.
That's a story.
That's a crazy story, and that's like studios. That's a crazy studio story,
Yeah,
right?
Toronto studios.
Yeah.